Waffenators, welcome back to our channel.
I'm Kira.
And I'm Georgie, and today we're going to be making a vlog.
Let's spend a casual Tuesday with us as we embark into the adventures of Vietnam's independence journey.
Let's go! So basically, decolonization...
Wait, Georgie, I'm feeling a little bit musty.
Wait, me too.
Okay, 1 second, guys.
1 second.
Get ready with us to talk about decolonization and nationalism. Alright, so first things first, decolonization is the process by which a colony gains independence from its colonial ruler. In this case, it's Vietnam gaining independence from France.
And nationalism is a political ideology and movement centered around a nation's right to exist as a sovereign nation with its own identity, driven by a strong sense of pride. And nationalism is a big motivator for decolonization.
Okay, guys, now that we're all glammed up... Oh, wait, Georgie, I forgot I had some steaming hot tea to tell you. Let's go.
Let's go. Story time!
Alright, so the hot tea I have to tell y'all is how Vietnam became colonized and how long they were colonized for. So first off, France began its colonization over Vietnam and is publicly known as French Indochina, which also consisted of Laos and Cambodia, which is 3 whole countries, which is kind of crazy. And they took control through various series of military conquests and treaties, and the French brought significant changes to Vietnam society, such as the introduction of Western education, Christianity, and the use of resources for the benefit of the French colonial administration. Isn't that pretty messed up?
That's pretty messed up.
I know. So the French ruled over them for 96 years approximately, starting in 1858 until Vietnam gained their independence in 1954. But I also gotta tell you, in that time period, during World War II, Japan invaded and occupied Vietnam, booting out the French colonial administration for a short period of time, but it helped weaken French control over Vietnam and fueled national movements.
Yay!
Oh yeah!
Honestly, Kira, I can't lie. I'm getting kind of hungry. Me too. I'm always done to grab. You want to go eat?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you doing here?
All right, let's go.
Mukbang with us! Have you heard about the gossip about Ho Chi Minh?
No, I haven't. Can you tell me about it?
Of course I can. Ho Chi Minh was a communist revolutionary statesman that served as prime minister and president, assuming a very prominent role in Vietnamese government during the independence movement. During the 1930s, Ho Chi Minh founded the Indo-Chinese Communist Party, which is how he rose and gained a lot of influential power. He studied in Moscow and fought alongside Mao, giving him a lot of influential power. Ho Chi Minh's diplomatic skills helped to garner international support for Vietnam's independence cause. He attended conferences and engaged with world leaders to rally support for Vietnamese self-determination. During the Vietnam War, Ho Chi Minh continued to provide strategic direction to the communist forces, including Viet Cong, and his leadership inspired loyalty and commitment among Vietnamese fighters. I'm feeling really inspired by all this food.
Well, do you want to be even more inspired and hear about his goals?
Of course.
Alright, so first off, Ho Chi Minh's primary goal as a leader was national independence for Vietnam from colonial rule. He dedicated his life to fighting against French colonialism and later against other foreign intervention, such as the Japanese during World War II and the US during the Vietnam War. Another goal of his was social justice and equality for everybody. He supported socialist and communist ideals, and he sought to create a society where all citizens had access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities, regardless of their social or economic backgrounds. Ho Chi Minh also advocated for land reform policies to address the widespread inequality in land ownership in Vietnam. He sought to redistribute land from large landowners to peasant farmers, believing that this would improve agricultural productivity and rural poverty. He also wanted to unite the Vietnamese people under a single government and achieve the reunification of North and South Vietnam.
Hashtag goals. Well, I also heard some of these goals. Ho Chi Minh was an advocate for international solidarity and cooperation among anti-colonial and anti-imperialist movements around the world. He sought support from other socialist and communist countries, as well as non-aligned nations, in his struggle against colonialism and imperialism. Ho Chi Minh also recognized the importance of modernization and development for Vietnam's long-term prosperity. He implemented various policies aimed at industrialization, infrastructure development, and education to modernize the country and improve the standard of living for its people. I can't lie, all this food is making me tired.
Do you want to go somewhere?
Yeah,
right.
We need to go out. Want to come with us?
Drive with us! While Georgie drives, I'll tell y'all about Vietnam's independence movement. It all started in 1930 when the Vietnamese Communist Party was founded under Ho Chi Minh. This was a big aspect in fighting for independence from French colonialism. Ho Chi Minh later created a political and military organization called the Viet Minh, who largely encouraged nationalist movements, communist influence, and resistance against Japanese occupation. They engaged in guerrilla warfare and collaborated with the Allied powers, specifically the US, to combat the common enemy, Japan. After Japan's short occupation during World War II, the Viet Minh was finally able to declare independence at the August Revolution on September 2nd, 1945. This led to conflict with the French. This led to the First Indochina War, in which the Viet Minh had to once again fight for their independence from French colonial rule. This war ended with the Geneva Accords in 1954, which temporarily divided Vietnam along the 17th parallel.
The division of Vietnam into North and South along the 17th parallel led to the Vietnam War, in which the communist-led North, supported by the Soviet Union and China, fought against the anti-communist South, supported by the United States and its allies. The war ended with the fall of Saigon in 1975 and with the reunification of Vietnam under communism. To sum it up, the key events of Vietnam's independence movement were the formation of the Vietnamese Communist Party, Japanese occupation during World War II, the August Revolution where Viet Minh declared independence, and the First Indochina War, and also the Vietnam War. Honestly, this is getting me a little bit worked up.
Georgie, do you just need a rant right now?
Yeah, I think I do.
Rant with us!
Some challenges that Vietnam experienced after gaining their independence is immense human suffering post-war and widespread destruction and economic devastation. Vietnam inherited a war-torn economy with significant infrastructure damage and disrupted agricultural and industrial production. The task of rebuilding the economy was daunting. Despite achieving independence, Vietnam remained politically divided along ideological lines, with Communist-led Democratic Republic of Vietnam, North Vietnam, and the Anti-Communist Republic of Vietnam, South Vietnam, still existing in separate entities.
Also, in the years following, Vietnam's economy struggled under a centrally planned socialist system, leading to stagnation, inefficiency, and widespread poverty. In response, the government implemented economic reforms in the late 1980s to transition towards a market-oriented economy. Despite significant economic growth in recent decades, Vietnam continued to face challenges related to poverty, income inequality, and uneven regional development. Lastly, rapid industrialization and urbanization have led to environmental problems and pollution in Vietnam. This affected their air and water quality, biodiversity, and public health.
Debrief with us! This connects to the Unit 8 Guide Topic 8.5, Decolonization after the 1900s.
This is an example because Ho Chi Minh led Vietnam through communist ideas in decolonizing against the French.
Thanks for spending the day with us!
We hope you learned a lot.
And make sure to like and subscribe.
See ya!